This conference will now be recorded.
Good job.
June 12th, 2023 to order. All are present.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any additions? Do we have anything?
Is there anything to add?
No.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second it.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jan to approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pass. Consent agenda items. Anybody got any questions on them?
I only noticed 2 liquor licenses and Trappers have a liquor.
This is already done. He does,
A 3-2, right?
yeah,
Is that
Yeah.
different than the regular ones?
and he
What?
does it a different time of year. I
Okay.
think that was done 3-4 months ago already.
Oh, all right. I wasn't sure. I thought they'd all get done at the same time.
Move to approve consent agenda.
Second it.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to approve the consent agenda items. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Petition to vacate alley between 6th and 7th Street.
Public comment.
Does anybody wish to speak?
Okay.
Requests and presentations. Petition to vacate the alley between 6th and 7th Street Northwest.
For that public hearing, will that be July 10th, correct?
Yeah, I noticed there's not a month in there.
This is 4/10. Oh, it does. 4/10.
So would that be a regular council meeting? Or is that a special meeting?
I don't know.
Right with the council meeting.
The second Monday.
So that would be the next council meeting.
Yeah.
So we'll set a public hearing for that.
Cause that has to be posted for like 2 weeks before. Alright, so July 10th.
So maybe I should wait till there's a motion, but I was just gonna ask, so what's the point of doing this? Vacating the alley? Why?
Property owners probably want it
The property owners requested it on that whole block.
on that petition.
But
So then,
There's
the
no-
one section that's just all woods, there's no real alley there.
well, there must be an alley there.
There
It's
is,
all ground.
but it's
Platted
not-
is.
There's no curb cutout or anything for it when they did.
What about
the new-
utilities? Is there any?
It's written that the utilities will still remain accessible.
Okay.
Okay.
And right through there is water and sewer is the only utilities through there.
Okay.
Okay, so the city's not doing any maintenance there now? They're not plowing it,
No.
gravel, nothing?
No,
No.
no, mm-mm.
Move to approve.
Second it.
Motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to set the public hearing for the 10th of July at
Yes.
6:35.
Okay.
All opposed?
Well,
Or all in favor, sorry.
aye.
All opposed? Pass. Ambulance report.
Oh, there it is, it's on the back.
On the back of what?
Oh, that, of the map.
Oh, I looked at it earlier.
Yes, on that.
So it says in this one that they will need to attend class.
She just, from what I understand, because she was at our last meeting, she's taken the EMT class last semester. She didn't pass that hands-on part, so it's basically she has to do a refresher to pass that, to be able to go on to take her national registry. So we won't have to pay, normally we pay like $19.45 for a full EMT class. She won't have to pay all of that for her because she's taken it already. The refresher, I don't have a quote on that for it. She's gonna do it in-house with our people that do the training.
Okay.
So she's also saying here in the first part that she would like approval for another EMT. How many would that make? You can take off your shoes if you want to count.
No. 5?
I don't know.
Well, we lost one.
We lost, yeah. Sarah, Aaron, Brandy, Dawn,
Now we come up with 4.
Dana.
Oh, yeah.
How many do we like to have? How many do you like to have on staff?
Yeah.
Honestly, we should have like at least 12 EMTs to be able to cover
All the shifts.
all the shifts. We have a couple that are doing over 200 hours a month. If we were fully staffed where each individual only had to do their 48 hours, we would need 29 people. Wow. Between EMT and first responders, for everyone to do.
So here's the situation. We have plenty of first responders, more we just can't run by themselves
Yeah.
without an EMT.
Oh, okay.
We have 2 that are running as first responders that are, just need to do a refresher for EMT, and they're working on that. So we'll end up here with 7 hopefully in the next couple of months.
So then with the room we have in back, since this person lives out of town, when they're on duty, they come and just stay here.
Yeah, we have people in there weekly. It's very well used.
Okay.
We have Patty too, because now she lives in Lauderdale, so she's gonna start picking them up.
Okay.
She's a paramedic. And Laura.
That's good.
Well, I would move to hire the proposed candidate.
So is the background check done?
Yeah, it's
Yep, it came with it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, it's first page.
Oh, yeah, it was. Okay.
I just saw that.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to accept the new employee. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass.
Move to approve the ambulance report. Oh, were you gonna do it? Oh,
I can second it.
okay. Well, it doesn't matter.
I have a motion by
Just
Lauren and a
moving
second
along.
by Janda to approve the ambulance department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass. Fire department report.
I presume that the FMF is firefighter.
Yep.
And is that where the ambulance comes in and saves if they're done? Now, I'm just asking, I don't know. Is the firefighter, any other firefighters capable of doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Or they can't do it?
Oh, yeah.
Legally, they can do it. Okay. Just you want to train together to see
Yep.
how they can. Gotcha. I'll make a motion, we accept the fire department report.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Jason, a second by Jody to accept the fire department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Police department report.
Can we accept Officer Gerke's resignation separately? Do it separately?
Yeah, I was gonna read it.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find it. I read it. You got here,
I've
but
got a question on this, police report. You're just hitting her mic. On the items completed from me, they got grass, weed height ordinance compliance letters. Do you have a copy of them letters that go out that I can see?
There was 48 of them.
I don't know.
Denise has that list.
Okay. But I don't need the people, I just want to know the ordinance, the letter they sent. Because I had a resident ask me our weed ordinance, what it was. So, and I looked it up on a council packet from back, but it's a council packet, it's not the ordinance.
Oh,
I
okay.
found the ordinance.
It's basically grass higher than 6 inches and obnoxious weeds. So say they have dandelions that are 12 inches tall and the white things are growing. That's considered an obnoxious weed.
Can I get the link to a webpage? Okay, thank you.
We can still, regarding ordinance violations, if we see one or if a citizen sees one, they can still, they can submit a complaint anonymously, can't they?
Yeah. People can go online and put in
Yeah,
a complaint and they don't have to put who they are.
Yeah, right. I just want to make sure we can still do that. I didn't think we changed that.
Yeah, nope, it's still there.
Okay.
So do you want to accept both of them or you want to do one at a time?
I think we can do both at the same
Okay.
time.
So this comes from Officer Ryan Gerke. Please accept my letter of formal notice of resignation as a police officer with the Richland Police Department effective June 8th, 2023. After 15 and a half years of dedicated service to the city and its citizens, I am transitioning into my new position as Deputy Sheriff for Steele County Sheriff's Office. I appreciate the experience and knowledge I gain that will directly help me serve the citizens of Steele County. I am positive that the Richland Police Department will continue to work towards the betterment and protection of our community. Sincerely, Officer Gerke.
Let's make sure we get him some kind of a certificate of appreciation, recognition, whatever you guys.
I think we should do both.
Should probably do it for Brandon too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for both of them, but yeah.
Yeah. She might do something similar that, like Tony always did a box with their badge or a patch or
Yeah.
something.
Did you make a motion, Jody?
Oh, I thought we were going to do them together.
But we're gonna do them together
But I
with
mean-
the addition.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we get.
That's fine. Move to accept the letters of resignation.
I'll make a second.
I have a motion by Lauren to accept the letter of resignation from Officer Gerke. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Is that a motion to accept the police department report too?
I have one question. So when is, so we're down to just the chief of police right now.
And we have one part-timer that works, like 1 weekend a month, I believe.
And who is that?
Starts with an A.
Hernandez?
Yes.
Okay, so what hours is the chief working?
I think she's looking at what she can adjust, and she's working with the sheriff's department on coverage as well.
So you don't have any specific times?
As for right now, I believe she's still gonna work the same schedule she's been working. Typically like 8 to 4-ish,
Okay,
somewhere in there.
What happens if somebody wants to go on vacation or is sick? I mean,
Does the sheriff pick that up?
what if they're already covering some hours and have to cover more?
That's
I'm-
why, well, and we've got an application for a full-time individual that she'll
Okay.
be interviewing, so.
Oh, okay.
okay. That must have just came in because on the report it says
It
there
did
aren't
on-
any.
Yep, it did on Friday, so it was after Tony had sent this out.
Right,
So
okay, well, that's good.
I think she's already reached out and set up an interview time with the individual.
Okay. Otherwise, better start talking to the sheriff, I think.
Yeah. So is she working night coverage and then, well, like on weekends every once in a while? What, can you just explain to me what her
There's
hours
been
are?
no change to her schedule as of right now that I know of, because this all just happened. So
So do you know what her schedule is?
typically Monday through Friday, 8 to 4.
Okay.
So she's been talking to the sheriff's department since she got the resignation about the possibilities of coverage and stuff, but I think the application process doesn't close here till this Friday,
Okay.
and then we'll see how many applications we get in, and then they'll determine if they're gonna reopen it or.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't give us a lot of coverage, especially in evenings.
No, I
Weekends,
mean,
holidays.
The sheriff's office, from what I understand, said they are more than willing to help us since they are part of the reason we are short-staffed now.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be helping with coverage.
Are they typically, and I'm maybe saying the wrong words, but are they typically kind of like a backup on call if something happens, they're gonna be here anyway
Yeah,
to back us up if there's something? So now if there's nobody here, something happens, we can call them, they'll be here anyway.
right, you know.
And
Yeah.
it's about the best we can do because there's nothing.
So if a store alarm goes off or there's an accident at 9 o'clock at night, it's going to be covered by Waseca County Sheriff's Department.
Correct.
Or will the chief of police also come in? Or is she on call?
Probably just the nature of the call. It depends on what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
Depends how serious it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because 9 out of 10 times they don't come out in the country with us. The city
Oh,
cop
they don't?
No, it's usually the sheriff department.
I don't think they go more than like 2 miles from
Right.
town. Typically, it's kind of their area.
Okay.
In a pinch, I think what you're describing is gonna have to work until somebody or the sheriff says they're gonna pick up some.
Correct.
I think that's,
And I reached out to our part-time individual. I don't know if they've come to an agreement where he'll pick up more hours yet or not.
that's
So
all.
we're gonna have enough people for Farm and City days.
That she's working on already as well.
Okay.
Wasika has like a volunteer sheriff's posse. We don't have anything like that.
We used to.
Well, we have
They did.
reserves, but they've changed some things, and from what I understand, there's only maybe 2 of them left that will help this year.
Sheriff's Department.
And then
Yeah,
after
so
this year,
police
that's
reserve.
to be determined. But typically during Farm and City days, we have 4 sheriffs down here, so they might just add a couple more. I mean, they're down here helping out anyway during
Okay.
Farm and City days.
All they gotta do is have a presence.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Move to approve the police department report.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve the police department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass. Flood update.
So other than the stuff that was not covered, they're all getting covered and they're in the process of doing something to fix them.
Correct.
I make a motion to accept it. It's kind of a no-brainer. It happened. We gotta take care of it.
Right.
And then he had a meeting Friday morning that we didn't get to have a discussion about, so he will have more information on this for you as well.
Good.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Jason and a second by Lauren to accept the flood update. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Schwickert's Tekka America roof inspections.
I remember this.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so apparently our year is up.
Well, I think it's important that we do the inspection.
And it was $3,500, was it? Or
19.
200.
And did we do it last year?
Yeah,
We're just renewing this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they could end up doing up to $500 per
per
site.
site.
So an additional 4,000 if they find things that need to be fixed right away.
So what buildings are we talking about? This one?
Every city-owned building.
Every-
Yeah, if you look
There's a
there.
library.
There's a list.
Is there-
There's a list.
So it's the city hall, the fire hall, the library, the water plant, public works, wastewater, Legion Field, San Juan Park.
Oh, here.
So if we do not include that option, we won't be able to have those 8 sites covered if something happens,
Correct.
correct? So we probably should initial it, and that could be up to what, almost 6,000? 4,000 plus.
4,000.
4,000
Well, plus
the
the 1,900, yeah. Okay. Just to throw it out there for discussion, I think for what's happened through town as far as any type of flooding and stuff like that, if there's anything happening with the roofs and stuff, I think we should have the 4,000 option on there, myself. Right now, we're just spending 1,900, right? With the possibility of having 49 or 4,000 more.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm all for it as far as that. Start a discussion anyway.
Because it might only be one or two roofs and not all, but 8 of them.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you remember, did we budget for this?
Yeah.
Or just,
Yeah.
do we do the 1,900 or did we do the 5,900?
I think we did 19. I think.
No, I think we did the most expensive one last year because it
Did
was
we?
like 12 years before.
You don't have a
anybody's
budget
gonna
with
pay.
you, do you?
No.
No, they didn't give me a copy of the budget.
Okay.
Well, how long before we have to, actually, they have to send us back to them? Maybe wait till the next meeting so we can get the budget, see if we have money.
Well, it says they're coming later, so what, nobody knows what that means.
No, I don't know.
Didn't it say?
In the near future.
Yeah, near future.
I would like to say, let's just table it until we get the budget so we know if we have the money for it in case it does, the 4,000 extra. Do I have to make a motion for that?
Mhm.
I'll make a motion, we accept, no, not accept this, we table this until we get the budget so that we know how much we want to spend if we go with the extra 4,000. Wait a second.
I just want to be clear, so if they come to do the inspection, we're giving, with this contract, we're authorizing they can do up to 500
500.
without even contacting us.
Correct.
So
That 4,000 is for the whole,
total.
the
max.
whole ball of wax.
If they were. in.
It's up to $500 per building.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I read it.
500 per. building.
So in my mind, since they were just here last year, there shouldn't be.
I was just gonna
Right. Do we have anything that there's been concerns of water leakage from the heavy rains we've had recently?
Library.
Well,
This building leak?
This one
Anywhere?
did not, no, and they did our roof last summer.
Yeah.
We're not spending any money for that unless something happens.
And they'll
Right.
give us a bid if it's over $500.
I think it's a no-brainer myself. We're getting coverage for nothing until we have to spend it.
Correct.
So you don't want to table it?
I would like to table it just so know if we got the money for that till next city council meeting.
Well, can we use,
$1,900, I think we can find somewhere.
right,
It's not like we're-
I think that's budgeted, but I'm just curious about the rest.
right.
Well, I know the 1,900 is budgeted. It's the extra whatever 4,000 that I don't know about.
What do you think with that? What if this happens? What if this happens?
Mm-hmm.
I'll withdraw that motion and go with, let's accept the motion as is, or the bid as is, with, to include the option of doing the extra size.
I'll second that one.
Okay,
So we have a motion by Jason and a second by Jody to
Accept the bid for $1,900.
Accept the bid for $1,900
With the option.
with the option of upgrade. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass. That was confusing there for a minute. Juneteenth holiday.
Make a motion to accept it, to have the holiday,
Second, I don't think there's an option.
or,
I don't think there's an option.
I mean, we don't have an option, but we have
No,
to
we
agree
don't.
to it,
Well, yeah,
but
Have a motion by Janda and a second by Lauren to accept the Juneteenth holiday. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Pass.
so is it the second?
It's next Monday.
next Monday.
The 19th.
Oh, so it's second Monday of each June,
Third.
third Monday?
Yeah.
I was just wondering because it doesn't,
No, it doesn't say here.
just says Juneteenth. You got the whole month off or what?
No, that's what they call the 19th,
The 19th.
is that holiday, it's called Juneteenth.
But it's not in here.
Yeah, it's not explained in here.
Hmm.
Okay, fine.
And obviously the rest still have to be changed.
Oh, yeah, so yeah.
It looks like he's working on it already. New business, flood hydraulic study information. You want to explain a little bit about the partnership or the cost? Do you know anything about that? So the cost of the study is $45,700. Is that our share or that's,
I think it's the total.
is that the total?
The total, and from what I understood,
Mm-hmm.
Anthony said that the city had found the funding to pay that part of it.
Okay. So this is our share though. Okay. Which we currently have 114,000 in the ARP money in the study is approved appropriate use of that money.
Just now finding out about this 114,000.
No, it's been there for a while, but we had to figure out how it was worded because of all the changeover.
I mean, I looked over the study and I just have to say that, some of it goes over my head, but I also have to look at, like the project schedules and some of the things they do. I agree with what they're doing, maybe kind of sort of how they do it. So I just gotta say, we gotta trust them on the fact that this is at least a scope that we can go out there and say, we got a plan now,
Right,
let's get the money.
right.
And
That's the only thing I can say.
it's gonna take them some time to get all this information compiled
Right.
back to us, which might
So,
not be till next
Do
year.
you know what the timeline of this is?
I don't, and I mean, if you're asking me to guess,
Because I know at one point when we talked, it was by the end of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and.
but the longer, right.
I would
That's
be
what I'm saying, though.
surprised if it was,
Yeah.
in the winter,
right, because the longer you
We're
drain your
actually
feet,
soon,
right.
But, I have not been in touch with Houston Engineering lately just because we were waiting to see how this partnership or funding will align. And, so, if it is approved tonight, I will start getting Joe Lewis together with Tony and
Mm-hmm.
try and get that agreement executed, because it will be an agreement between Houston Engineering and the city of New Richland. And, we as Waseca County will do whatever we can to help facilitate that study, give them any information that we have, ditch records, or, anything that we can do to aid and help facilitate it, but, that agreement will be between the city and Houston.
I've got a question. Because of what Larry Muff said the last meeting we had, and by what I've heard when I went to the one watershed one plan thing. That very first study they had that was kind of like water quality, not water flooding, that I think it was a 45,000 grant with Amy Byron. I remember some of the stuff, like they're coming back here with the project specifics, they never set foot on the ground. And they just did computer type stuff and based, I don't want to say best guess, but their professional knowledge of things. I would like to see this Houston study group come out and have a meeting we had in this community room. Whatever project involves some landowner, to sit there and say, that's what we're gonna do. Now, what do you have to say about it? Because they could give them some information they don't know.
I don't have that scope of work in front of me, but I know that they had 2 or 3 engagements with the council or the board of commissioners or the community. You know, in the last study, there was a fair amount of legwork or boots on the ground that maybe we don't see. You know, there was quite a bit of surveying done upstream of Governor Richland and the Boot Creek watershed. You know, I know that a lot of it is computer modeling, and they use a lot of information from the Army Corps of Engineers has a hydraulic design suite where they have information on there and modeling programs that most of us won't comprehend, but they're pretty thorough. And so, you know, what they're trying to do is use all the historic available information, you know, that the Corps of Engineers use to try and not recreate the wheel and come out here and survey and measure and, you know, so, you know, they're trying to use what's available to try and keep things as reasonable as they can.
How old is that historical data though?
What's that?
How old is that historical data that they're using from some other agency?
Well, no, I mean, when I'm talking about historical data, I'm talking about where that they design and model the watersheds, how water gets from point A to point B, how long, you know, and so it's not necessarily the significance of the rainfall events. You know, they're using current NOAA information. You know, there are some pretty specific documentations of rainfall and rainfall events for Waseca County and New Richland, you know, specifically. If you know, do I know how they do everything? No, I don't. But
The reason I'm asking that is because I think with the sentiment and the mood of the crowd that was in that meeting that night, that if we had some input from them with our feedback to them of what we've been doing, what we're planning based off of this study and some of the stuff you're talking about, that, and I'm just going to put an example out here. Say that you said that, okay, right there by that bridge by the funeral, if somebody that lives there sees this part is gone or something there, something trapped in there that those guys never saw, that may change their plans. You know what I'm saying? The feedback from the community when they have boots on the ground now, so that they would at least say, you guys are taking care of us. Because in there, you know they didn't think we were taking care of it. That's kind of the public relations part of it that I think we should put out there, because then they'll feel we're at least taking consideration of their, I don't want to say feelings, but how things happen. I think that's important to have a public meeting for that again, even though you might not want to hear it. You know.
no, I mean, I don't mind hearing it, and everyone's input is valuable.
Yep.
You know, it's just that.
Would this report here, or something we agree tonight, maybe with all of us, can we include that to say that they need to have a public meeting?
I don't know if that will change the, you know, everything is based upon, it's broken down for the outreach events, and I don't recall, I don't have it in front of me, how many were included in that. I'm sure that it can be arranged that we can get them down here to field those concerns. It's just a matter of it doesn't cost another $1,500 to do that.
Right. But now, in your knowledge, what would they be doing if we said no tonight? We don't want this. What's gonna happen?
Who do?
The group that does this, that has.
Well,
this
they're
plan.
just gonna move on to
They're
the
gonna
next
still
one.
go somewhere else.
Yeah,
You know, and I mean, to give you an example, I understand that it is a fair amount of money, but we are also, Waseca County is part of Cannon River, one watershed, one plan, and they have flooding issues with the Cannon River, and they're pushing to do a flood mitigation study of the Cannon River watershed.
Where's the
And
Cannon River come in? Well, Steele County or Waseca County? South of
we have
Paragould?
water that exits Waseca County from the northeast corner.
Towards Memphis?
Goose Lake and.
North Fair, isn't it?
Yeah, Goose Lake, Moon and Marsh.
Blooming Grove Township, that area.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Up towards Morristown. But anyway, that study that they're talking about doing for that watershed, they're looking for partners in the watershed, but that is gonna range somewhere between 160 and 300,000 for that study. You know, so,
oh my
I
gosh.
mean, everything is relative when it comes to what you're studying and how big of an area. And, you know, no one wants to dismiss, you know, what residents are seeing. And I don't think that it hurts anything to have a public meeting. You know.
Well, I want to address that because I think when we had as part of the city council meeting, Jason, I think we agreed that there was kind of a consensus with people in the crowd and have committees, and we would have public meetings when the study was done with a variety of group of people who were there. So I don't think we need to muddy the waters by adding that to this request. I think it was agreed to in that night that we would have meetings and that we would get the people in the community, the business owners, whoever wanted to be there, at some point in time when the study was ready to be talked about and what were the options and things that we could do.
But would these people be included in those? That's my point.
Who, the Houston Engineering?
Correct.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know, we're paying them $45,000.
Under task 5, it says reports and meetings, $8,200.
Yeah, so they'll,
Okay, and it's in there.
I would think for that amount of money, they'll come to
Yeah.
several meetings just to.
Well, like we said, we have to do this study before we can go
Yeah.
further, so.
I do, I know, I do,
I-
I really do.
I just have one question. This is a time frame question. Talks about bonding in here to be together to work with Houston Engineering to seek additional funds through a bonding initiative with the state legislature. So when, do you have an idea? Is that like next legislative session?
I think this year was a bonding year. I think it'd be 2 years, isn't it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay,
I don't think they bond every year.
I don't, yeah, I don't know that either. So,
It's every 2 years. I could be wrong.
okay, so we might be looking at if we need money to fix the bridge at the funeral home.
Well, you know, and the other thing is too, is that there are other grants out there every year. You know, the state of Minnesota historically has had a FEMA resilience grant, which deals in flood mitigation.
Okay,
And, you know, typically that application period is April-ish. But they've had it the last couple of years and we've just missed the boat.
okay. Yeah, so I mean, that sounds good. So the last 13 years, we've had 3 100-year floods. So our track record looks pretty good for being able to
Right.
obtain those kinds of
Funding.
resources. Yeah,
And,
fun.
you know, the other
Okay.
thing is too, is like Houston Engineering has a pretty good pulse on what is available out there for,
Sure.
you know, grants or funding opportunities because they're dealing in this
Okay.
on a daily basis.
All right. Thanks. Yep, that helps
Is
me.
there a motion yet?
No.
No,
I'll make a motion that we spend the $45,700 for, forget the name, Houston Engineering flood mitigation.
second. Go ahead.
Have a motion by Jason and a second by Jana to accept the contract for Houston Engineering. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass. Joint residential tax abatement program with Waseca County.
I don't think it's feasible for us. Not for residential. I think the last tax abatement we did was for the Willows, but they took a pretty much abandoned property and rebuilt it and provided jobs. So they did get I believe it was a 10-year tax abatement.
With doing residential, it's short term of not having any benefits for the city, but they would still be in the community buying things and growing, eventually getting tax money from them, depending on which, if they decide to do 3-year, 6-year, or the 10-year, just depends on how far they stretch out the tax abatement. I feel like some of it might take a little more time for staff to have to keep monitoring it.
Where is their land for developing?
Could they use this on where they're already getting the free land?
No.
No? I don't know.
That's TIF. That's TIF financed.
Yeah.
And your idea is to, you give it to them and then you get the tax money back. You recoup the tax money
It's
after.
suspects.
Yeah, we can't give them a free lot and then give them a tax abatement. That'd be, I don't think we could do it.
No,
I think
Yeah.
the tip ends either at the end of this year or
This
next
year.
year, though. It's almost done.
Right.
Can we participate in this tax abate program without having any projects available right now? You know, he said it's a 3-year program. What if we participate now? We don't have it something until 2 years from now. Is that okay? So that we say, yes, let's go ahead. and
This
do
is
it.
for,
We'd have to, I can email her and ask her.
That's what I would ask, because, I mean, if it's available for us and we can do that, why not? You know, if somebody comes along and says they need something or they want something, it's there for them to be used. If we turn them down now, 2 years from now, they'd say, well, we can't do it. I'd like to see if we can do it.
residential. For business, I can do it.
You know, this is kind of asking, I mean, we have a lot of questions and thoughts about this,
Yeah.
and they want to know today.
Well, Tony said that they wait until next week. I asked him about that. He said they're okay waiting until this.
Next week.
Okay.
Well, his answer back to them this week. It doesn't have to be today. He said,
All right.
Oh, so we have another meeting to discuss this then?
I don't know if it's a meeting, but I know he said he didn't have to have it till this week, sometime this week.
All right.
Well,
But if he comes back with questions, I'm sure they'll answer them. That's what I think we should do.
So you want to table it for now until we get answers?
Yeah, let's do that. I'll table, request to table it, make a motion to table it.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Jason and a second by Lauren to table this until further questions are answered. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First Street Northeast Catch Basin. So it's at the end where the care center and the Royal Villa split. And there's 3 sump pumps that run to there. And according to, I believe it's MW Blacktop, is the cause for the roads crumbling underneath because the water's getting underneath there in the winter and freezing.
Really?
So their suggestion is to put a catch basin on each side and run a tile out towards the ball field in the low spot.
Well, that certainly makes sense.
But here's the other issue. It was priced out at $2,500. Now today, stuff went up and it's up to $3,000.
That's not too
So
Why did it go up 3,000 in a
It's-
short?
it's just the way the materials are right
bad. Did you
now.
say up to 3,000 or went up 3,000?
It went up to 3,000, from 25 to 3,000.
Well, I think we got the money in the streets
Yep.
to do it.
There's-
So
Well,
I
and
move
that's,
that we have them install the 2 catch basins.
I'll second that.
have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason to approve up to $3,000 for the catch basin installation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass. Any miscellaneous?
Let's see.
All right,
You just said this went to 3,000. right?
yep. I just got that from them this afternoon, so.
Okay. I understand.
Anybody has any questions about the city administrator's report?
Move to accept.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by
I'll second it.
Jason to accept the minister's report. Any mayor council comments?
I think we should read the employee anniversary stuff.
Randy Dockin, ambulance 2 years, June 14th. Mallory Schlinger, Sand Lake for a year, June 16th. Hattie Jenkins, ambulance 2 years, June 16th. Kara Adams, Sand lifeguard for a year, June 18th. Jessica Raymond, ambulance 3 years. No mayor council comments?
Nope.
At this point, we're gonna close the meeting for a closed session at 7:15 PM. We will reopen the meeting at the end of the closed session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Hal, for your help.
Yep.